And that something just might change your life and actually make a damn difference in my life.
You're going to want to pay attention to this one.
Hey everybody, David Nagel. You're going to love this episode.
Today I'm going to cover 4 very important laws of the universe. So the first one, and they're all creative laws, okay? The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Now, what is this law and why is this law important? The law of the perpetual transmutation of energy basically states that all the energy in the universe is constantly moving from a non-form through a form and into form and then back to a non-form again. So if we're looking at people, energy must take the shape of that which it flows through. It must take the shape of that what it flows through. It becomes the thing that it moves through. So in most cases, the thing dictates what shape the energy actually takes. With people, there's an energy that is constantly moving to and through us. Now understand that this energy in the universe also contains with it all the knowledge that's in the universe. You cannot create something that you can't see. And you cannot have something that's created that hasn't been seen by someone. As that energy moves into our mind, it literally takes the shape of whatever we're thinking about. Now that's either conscious or that's subconscious. Because there's 2 points of intention here in the actual mind. We're programmed with beliefs. We have a paradigm of beliefs in our subconscious mind. And if we're not thinking, it will tell that energy what to turn into. It will then create an image, and that image will automatically begin to move into form. It does not have a choice. Anything in the subconscious mind will automatically start being expressed with and through its medium, which is the physical body. So everything is a constant manifestation of what's going on the inside. Often you hear people say, how do I stop thinking about things that I don't want to be thinking about? How do I stop the voices in my head? When you hear that, or if you've experienced that yourself, realize that is your unconscious mind operating all by itself and kicking information that's not serving you into your conscious mind. We have the ability to change that by changing the images that we choose to hold in our mind and then impressing those images onto the subconscious mind until we create a new belief and a new behavior. And we do that, we create a new result. So as this energy flows to and through us, we give it form by either the image we choose to hold in our mind or the subconscious programming that was given to us by other people. Our job, from a mindset perspective, is to strengthen our desire so that the image that we're consistently impressing into our consciousness is the desire that we say that we want. So we have to understand how the law of cause and effect work when it comes to what specifically do you want. So I want to take one idea. Let's talk about money for a second, because obviously we can't talk about every single aspect of success during this time, but let's take something that everybody's interested in, which is money. So if we want to understand the cause and effect about bringing a lot of money into our life, the first thing that we have to ask ourselves is, what do I currently believe the cause of a lot of money is? So first, I'm saying a lot. You should have a specific number in mind. How much do you really want to bring into your life? okay? When you're doing that, realize that you're holding a number that represents money in your conscious mind. If you've never earned a lot of money before, I guarantee you have a paradigm around money in your subconscious mind. The paradigm that you're holding will not have the exact cause and effect of what it takes to earn the amount that you say that you want in your conscious mind. It'll be different. How do I know that? Because if you already have the correct paradigm for, let's say, being a millionaire, you'd already be a millionaire. Why is that? Because anything that's going on in the subconscious mind continues to manifest itself in and through your body and your life without any conscious effort on your part. What is your money story? What were you raised around as far as how people earn money? What did you see? What do you currently do to earn money in your life? What's the thing that you've been doing most of your life to earn money? Most people are raised with the idea that they go to work to earn money. And it's true, we can go to work to earn money, but it's not the cause of what moves money. Money is a tool that is used to trade for things that make our life better. If we understand that the cause that produces the effect of money in our life is sales. Now, if we want to increase the amount of money in our life, we have to either increase the value of the sale or we increase the amount of the sale. It's very linear at that moment because we see exactly what it is that has to happen in order to increase the effect that we want. And the idea is that we want to master that cause. We want to do it in every single way that we can. We want to learn it like a musician learns an instrument so that we know how to apply it, know how to see it, know where it works, know what the changes are that need to be made at any moment in time based on circumstances. The law of polarity basically states that everything is here. And one of the evidences that we have of that is we will always experience the opposite, okay? So it states that everything in the universe has an opposite, and it's equal an opposite. So again, let's work with the idea of money here. First of all, let's understand something very basic. Everything in the universe is created in a whole. In other words, it's complete. There's no half of something that was created as just a half. You don't see half a giraffe. You don't see half a moose. You don't see half an oak tree. Everything is created in a completeness. It's holistic, including ideas, including problems. The opposite side of a problem is the solution. The opposite side of the thing that you say that you can't see is it in its physical reality. When you say, I don't have something, you're experiencing the lack side of that thing. The abundance side of that thing must also be here, even if you can't see it. So we need to understand that truth to basically understand why and what it is that we're looking for. When we're actually talking about money, if we look at the law of polarity, let's say this is the negative side or the lack side. This is the middle. And this side would represent wealth. We'll say this side represents poverty. The truth is abundance. Abundance is the truth. Now, you can use this law, the law of polarity, for anything in your life, good, bad, right, wrong, anything, in order to get to the truth about something. The truth in the universe is there's an abundance. When we're experiencing not having an abundance, we're on the poverty side or the lack side of that law. But on the other side of this law, and attached to this side, is wealth. Ask yourself in your life, where and how are you experiencing the law of polarity around money? Where are you on this line? Okay. Now let's just say that you have a person who's here. They're on this side of the abundance. They're more towards the lack side as far as abundance goes than the wealth side. How do we use the law? The law is, number one, what do we desire? Well, we desire to be wealthy, so we want to move over to this side. But our experience, our reality is on this side. All we're seeing is the manifestation of not having what we say we want. It shows up in many different ways, not just money, but it could be lack of resources, lack of time. It could be negative people in your life. Anything that basically doubles down on reasons why you can't have it or move forward. We see an abundance of what we don't want. When we have that, that becomes the problem as we see it when it comes to the success that we say that we want to achieve. Now, the law of relativity basically says that everything in the universe is relative, and it's also what we're talking about is how we actually give things meaning. Now, why is this law important? It's important because it really governs how we think. The meaning that we give to something is a story that we create about that thing. Once we create the story about something, it becomes very powerful. It either moves us forward or it keeps us where we are. If we don't understand this law in order to shift how we're going to give something meaning, we will give something meaning by default of our previous stories. So what we want to do is we want to give things meaning that empower us, that actually help feed our desire to continue to move forward. So actually, this law is a very simple law. It basically states that everything in the universe just is. This box is neither big or small, it just is. But I will instantly see it different if I compare it to something. So if in my field of view, while I'm looking at this box, I see a box that's bigger and a box that's smaller, I will kind of see this as the medium or the middle box. But the truth is, the box just is. It's neither big or small. It only becomes big or small when you compare it to something that's bigger or smaller. So when we're looking at things in our life, we could say, this is difficult. Well, compared to what? When you say something's difficult, what are you comparing it to? When you say something's expensive, what are you comparing it to? When you say something is hard, what are you comparing it to? Very often, we will bring comparisons in that actually rob us of our energy, rob us of our desire, and ultimately rob us of our future, because in the moment that we give something meaning, when we find out something that we have to do and we go into not liking having to do it or giving it a negative meaning, we instantaneously create a story around it that becomes disempowering. And that disempowering story holds us in the same space. And as long as we have those disempowering stories, we create blind spots almost everywhere in our life because our mind needs to take the shape of the reality that we're experiencing. You create either a magnificent future for yourself or a destructive one. And it's how you use this law that's actually doing it, because it's determining which way your mind is going to get what you want. Do you have inspiration or desperation? It's how you use this law. Because the second I give something meaning, I've got a story behind it. And then based on the law of perpetual transmutation, it will grow the story. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It will grow it. It doesn't have a choice. The second you give it meaning, you bring the story in and you start to grow it instantaneously. That becomes your reality, which then reinforces the story, which reinforces the meanings that you give to something. And then that becomes the reality that we live in.